Could you please tell me what you think happens when you die?
I can tell you two things. What I'd like to think happens, but what I actually really think happens. What I really think happens is that everything ends just as nothing exists before birth, and I think nothing exists after death. I choose to think that there may be some kind of existence that would conform to the idea of an afterlife. I don't really think that happens.
So that's what you'd like to think?
Yeah.
How have you formulated that ideal?
Well, I never had a strong sense of heaven or an afterlife or a strong religious basis to my life, and it never made any sense to me anyway, and I never chose to embrace that concept.
Why do you think religion's important for other people?
Oh, because it's a way of viewing the world and a way of viewing their life that gives them structure and purpose and meaning.
Do you think it's some form of coping mechanism, or that it ever was formulated as a coping mechanism of accepting the fact that we all die?
Quite possibly, but it's hard for me to say. But yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not. I don't know. It's very hard to say because our 21st century idea of what dying means, especially with the current debate that's going on regarding voluntary euthanasia, is a completely different concept of what death meant to, if you're talking about the Christian religion, which started over 2,000 years ago, to where death was happening all around and was commonplace. I don't think the same how can I say it, the same sort of values or attachments to people were and therefore the same sense of loss was the sense of loss was necessarily the same then as it is now. People died at a younger age. People died as babies, as children. It was just a much more common thing. It's not to say that people didn't grieve when their loved ones died, didn't feel it enormously, but it wasn't necessarily. You asked me, do I think religion was invented partly to help with as a coping mechanism for when people died? I don't think so.
And how do you feel talking about and speculating on your own death?
Well, I haven't really given it any serious thought until recent times. When a good friend died a couple of years ago, and she was the same age as me, I guess I started thinking about it a bit more. And also another good friend who I've known for a long time, her parents died at a similar age to that which I am now. And so those two things I have been a part of experiencing. So I'm now entering into the age group where death does occur much more frequently. So I'm forced to think about it. So it is something that I do think about. Was that the question?
No, it was how do you feel about thinking about it?
I'm getting a sense of urgency about getting things done that I want to do in my life. So I see that as a positive.
Mm-hmm. Are you scared to die?
No.
No. And Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Um, I can say that I'm not scared to die because I'm not aware that I am dying. Could be a completely different answer. I suspect it would be. No, that's really all.